ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you were expecting a normal SidAlpha video, but unfortunately for you, that's not going to happen. You see, I made a guest appearance in a video earlier, and people enjoyed me so much I decided to take some time out of my leisure activities that may or may not involve Scrooge McDuck diving into a gigantic pool filled with money, and have a little chat with all of you plebeians out there. I am not a person. I'm an idea. I'm a concept made whole. I am not some grand crusader for the hapless consumer out there, quite the opposite in fact. You see, I am an amalgamation of all of the greed, or should I say, entrepreneurship of the AAA industry. I am the will of EA, I am the insight of Activision, I am the soul of Tencent and Take-Two Interactive. I can see you're having a difficult time wrapping your head around this concept, so allow me to put it into terms that your loot box-addled brain can better comprehend. I am AAA, but you, being you are the type of lowly creatures that rely on personifications and anthropomorphics, may refer to me as Evil Brit. I know that the deer in headlights blank expressions on most of your faces is a clear indicator that you are not grasping what exactly is going on, and that's perfectly alright. You don't need to comprehend what is happening here, you need only keep purchasing microtransactions and loot boxes at a truly prodigious rate, which you invariably do like a good little boy and or girl, and you keep Daddy Evil happy. Because you see, these blank, stupefied expressions that, now I see some of them slowly curling into the budding twists of anger and possibly a slight aroma of hatred, are not a new concept to me. And trust me, I know far better than you what is going on within the games industry, to the point where I know with the absolute unwavering certainty that is born from a natural and complete superiority what it is that you like and dislike. And trust me, as you really don't have any clear choice, I do know for a fact that you have no idea what it is you actually like in video games. And I'm going to tell you, make no mistake. Oh, I'm sure right about now you would be expecting a series of dry facts and bullet points with lots of nifty little citations and quotes and verified facts from the likes of SidAlpha, but you forget, he isn't here. This is me talking, so close that gaping maw you refer to as a mouth and allow Daddy Evil to continue without being forced to look at your dangling uvulas. You see, I'm sure that many of you were amongst those mistaken gamers out there that actually believed you enjoyed single-player games, RPGs, and nuances like storytelling and character development, when in fact nothing could be further from the truth. You see, I am AAA gaming, I'm pretty sure I said that. I am the publishers. We see more than you, conduct more research than you, and just in general know more about what you actually like better than you do. What you actually like is open-world game elements, multiplayer, shallow game mechanics that, what they lack in depth, they make up for in tripping those same psychological triggers with barely any real effort on our part. You don't need story. You don't even need single-player at all, you see. But you see, the real travesty here is that you didn't even realize that you didn't need or even want those single-player elements to begin with. And that's where I come in. It's all right. I don't mind that all those other players out there are too stupid to know what they want, because I know that you, the person listening to the soothing, comforting, wise sounds of my voice, yes, you are far more intelligent than that rabble. You already know the truth. Oh dear lord, another confused expression. Alright, I suppose I'll just have to spell it out for you. Microtransactions, loot boxes, yes, my dear pack animal, that is what you truly want. You see, something that most people either don't know or are simply unwilling to accept into their tiny little minds is the fact that before microtransactions, before loot boxes, the games industry was actually doing just fine. It was profitable, truth be told, business was booming. But you see, we, as the game's publishers, know that you don't actually need complex games mechanics in order to trip those nifty little pleasure centers in your brain. In fact, you need barely anything at all. So we decided, because we do care about you after all, that you would be better served if we simplified things. If we slowly, over the course of several years, like bringing a lobster to boil, simplified your video games to make it even easier to trip those pleasure centers in your brain, and we increased the graphics in order to again follow along those same lines. Yes, I know that you think some of those games are complex, but we just introduced little tricks to make your brain think that, and obviously we did a good job. You're welcome. And even though we found more and new ways to remain ridiculously profitable, we found microtransactions and loot boxes and decided to put those into games as well. Not out of any real need, mind you, but we thought that you would most likely like some way to show your gratitude for all we do on your behalf. We care about you and your mouth-breathing simpleton brethren, and we felt you would appreciate some way to reciprocate those affections. And reciprocate you have. Here, let me show you something. Now, normally this would be information that we would keep under lock and key, but we realized a long time ago that it doesn't really matter if you know how insanely profitable we are. You will still continue to show your gratitude, as it were. You see, all those billions of dollars on that graph there, that is merely the first half of 2018. Double that and you will begin to comprehend just how grateful you all have been for our making certain you know you don't care for single-player games or story elements. And factor in that less than 40% of that income is from game sales, and we would still be extremely profitable without microtransactions and loot boxes. That is how grateful you are. And we love you for it, believe me, we really do. Because let's face it, loot boxes themselves are us just simply taking an item that was already created and shoving them into a shell game where, in all honesty, we literally control the outcome of each spin in order to make certain that your desire for more microtransactions remains at its absolute peak levels for as long as possible. Because that, my dear boy and or girl, is where the real fun is. That is where all of your dopamine comes from, and no, you don't have to thank me for all of our trouble, just buy more of them. That is the perfect way to continue to show your gratitude. And no matter what those YouTubers or industry pundits might tell you, know that Daddy Evil loves you and simply wants the best for you. And those pundits out there, well, they just want to kill your fun. They want to spoil it. They want to ruin this very special relationship that we have. If I were you, I wouldn't tolerate it myself. Run along now. Daddy Evil has more swimming to do, and those social media wars won't wage themselves. There's a good lad. Don't forget to tell them that it's actually a good value. They love that one. And maybe, if you're extra good, I'll tell you about how 30 frames per second really is more cinematic next time. Bye-bye now.